My people, area wetin dey play. They say wahala e no dey finish. Water wey dey boil, all the old water don come down. Fire wey dey burn right from the day wey dey do election for this our country wey concern president matter wey take place for February. The gbidi don come down. APC member Baba wey dey throne, Baba Ahmed Bola Tinubu, e don be like rat wey fall for water. E be like garri wey dey soak, wey the water don dry, including the INEC itself. They don mellow. I no want to explain. I want make you feel this video because their leg don dey shake. Auto say this election wey they do, they want cancel am or they want give Peter Obi the power. Oya, feel am.
In order to have an idea of how the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judges will decide when they deliver judgment in a few weeks, we have to look at their past, how they've delivered judgment in many political cases and even other types of cases that they've been involved in. This will give us an idea of how they are going to, for instance, decide on the 25% requirement in Abuja that Tinubu, of course, didn't meet. Also on all the certificate forgeries and all that, how they will decide on all the pleas by the petitioners, Labour Party and PDP inclusive. Of course, this involves a lot of research because between all these judges, they have many years of experience. So we just take it one by one. When we finish research on another, we do it in a separate video. Now, let's start with Honorable Justice Samani, who is the presiding judge of the ongoing Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. He's been on the bench since the 90s. He started out in 1998 as a judge in Bauchi State. His career went on in Bauchi State till 2010 when he was elevated to the Court of Appeal. In 2016, Honorable Justice Samani heard the appeal from some people who were arrested by EFCC. Those people were simply asking for bail, but the lower court refused them bail, so they appealed to the appeal court. The EFCC accused them of stealing more than 900 billion naira from central bank. These guys had a scheme where they steal monies that banks return. These are notes that are old notes that banks return to the central bank. And these guys had this scheme of crediting the banks the actual value of the money. It was 1,000 notes alone. And at the end of the day, they will end up stealing some of the money. They made a lot of money through this scheme, according to the EFCC. So they were arrested, they brought them to court, and they demanded for bail. It is actually a bailable offense, but the court denied the bail. When they came to the appeal court, Honorable Justice Samani wrote his judgment. He agreed with the lower court and refused them bail. So looking at this judgment, it seems that Honorable Justice Samani is an establishment judge, or put it another way, that he's a no-nonsense judge. Every accused person is presumed to be innocent until the person is proven guilty. And since the crime that the person committed is a bailable offense, why didn't the judge grant the person bail? So you can draw your conclusions. It has a wide scope. If we start analyzing it, it might not even finish in 1 hour. On the politics side of things, when in 2021, Uche Secondus, the former chairman of PDP, was suspended from the party by the Ward ESCO in Rivers State, he challenged it in court, and when it came to the appeal court, Honorable Justice Samani headed the panel that dismissed his challenge of the suspension. Many found it odd that the appeal court dismissed the matter because the Ward ESCO doesn't have the power to suspend the party chairman. Instead, it is the National Executive Committee of the party that can suspend the chairman. The judgment dismissing the appeal was seen by many as being controversial. Still on Uche Secondus and PDP, in the same year, Honorable Justice Samani was among the judges that ruled that Uche Secondus was involved in self-induced urgency. This was in reference to his plan to suspend the National Convention of the PDP. So, by the judgment, the court ordered that the PDP National Convention should go on at the date that they planned. During this period, many political heavyweights in PDP, especially the former governor Wike, they fought hard for the control of the party because of their presidential ambition. So you can understand that some of the judgments might be in the interest of some of the parties. On the side of the APC, it might look like it's only the PDP matter that the Honorable Justice was involved in, but he made some rulings on matters that were brought by APC. He was among the judges that stopped the National Assembly from imposing statutory delegates. These delegates would have participated in presidential primaries, and the statutory delegates are people that are appointed by executive office holders like ministers, commissioners, and if those people participate in primaries, that means the people in power will have an advantage. So this judgment sort of created a level playing field, especially for those who were outside government at the time. People like Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, many others who were out of power. It would have benefited those in power, but this judgment sort of created a level playing field. However you look at it, whether it was done under influence or anywhere, it's still a favorable judgment, so to speak. Honorable Justice Samani also made headlines in 2021 when he stopped execution of the judgment of the Federal High Court in Rivers State that gave Rivers State the authority to collect VAT. So some of his judgments against secondus of the PDP favored Wike, and this one, VAT, that concerns money, didn't favor Wike. So make of it whatever you will. Now let's answer some questions. Like already said, when the research on other judges are complete, we'll make them in a separate video. Michael wants to know if the petitioners followed lay-down procedure in demanding the documents from INEC and whether it will affect their petition. Well, if you followed all the episodes of the hearing, you must have seen one day that the court stopped the Labour Party legal team from proceeding with a motion. They said that that motion was time-bound, that they should have made that motion during the pre-hearing, that the fact that they didn't do it made the court to take it like they have abandoned the motion. It can be very frustrating dealing with government agents that are supposed to be law-abiding, but they are lawless. The court also said that they should have requested for subpoena for the different INEC commissioners in different states. But there's still a problem. When they approach INEC commissioners in different states or resident commissioners, they always say that the order from the headquarters is that all the certified true copies must come from Abuja headquarters. So if you're serving someone at the state level a subpoena, is of no effect. The court wanted them to do it that way to serve the commissioner so that they can apply the force of the law on the commissioner as stated in the Electoral Act. They can impose the fine or even prison term. The fine is about 5 million naira for refusing a subpoena or bringing the documents that are required. There is also a time limit that is given to an INEC commissioner or a collation officer to produce a document. If that time passes, a fine will be imposed or a prison term will be imposed on the person. So it's very frustrating working in a situation where people don't obey the laws. In fact, the Labour Party legal team don't want these fines to be imposed. What they need are the documents to prove their case. People are ready to pay fines so that they will conceal evidence. That's the issue. Coming to whether it will affect their petition. Well, the Labour Party legal team actually brought one INEC official in court, and the person went on record to claim that they don't have the document being demanded by the Labour Party. So all these are on record. Whether it will affect the case proper because of the insufficient number of documents. The more the evidence, the better for any case, not just election disputes. So definitely it might have an impact. That is why many people are of the opinion that this might end in a cancellation, because none of the petitioners pleaded political party agent copies of result sheets. They all relied on INEC CTCs. And you all know that INEC failed to submit all the CTCs required of them, despite receiving payment from PDP and Labour Party. So you can imagine their dubious behavior. They collect money from political parties. They can't even render the service for which the money was collected. These are the people conducting elections. Even when there is a cancellation of this election, political parties will still need to go back to court to demand resignation of many people who supported the heist that happened. Because you can't trust these kind of individuals to conduct a free and fair election. Gary wants to know what will happen to Tinubu now that he has become the ECOWAS chairman in case he is sacked by the court. ECOWAS chairman has nothing to do with Nigerian election. The fact that he's ECOWAS chairman doesn't stop him from being sacked from office. In fact, the ECOWAS chairmanship he's holding now is the turn of Nigeria. So definitely whoever becomes the president in the shortest time will automatically become the chairman of ECOWAS. Eze wants to know what will happen if the court orders a recollection of the results, whether Tinubu should step down. Well, if the court orders a recollection of the results, that means there's still no winner. The status quo should maintain until a winner is determined after the recollection of the results. Favor wants to know if Tinubu will participate in a rerun in case the court decides on that. Like already said in many videos, the court will never decide on one case in isolation. They will deliver judgment on all the pleas of the petitioners. So what it means is that they will still look at whether he was qualified to run by the time he stood for election, which is disqualification. If he's not disqualified, that means if the eventual judgment is that they are cancelling the election, that the rerun will take place.
My people, I hope una don see am. All the gidi gbada wey Baba just dey do say in dey work just to take win the people heart. This one no fit cover am. It is say e go fit hold the judges heart. Na make am say he wan increase their salary. The hand of judges now e don tight like this. They no know how they want to judge this matter. Na to cancel am. But the LP, they no want make they cancel am. They want make they give the power to Peter Obi. Baba Ahmed Bola Tinubu go be the first history as a president wey dey comot for seat. My brother, this shame e go loud for this country. I no want to explain. Just put your matter for the comment section. Na here we for conclude the matter. Obi is coming to be the next president. Even though they redo am, they want revote am, they want use any strategy, Obi is coming, but we not pray make they redo am, because all these people they're not pure. They get plan B. My people, how na reason the matter? Place your opinion on the comment section. I thank you now they support us. You will decision for the first time. Help us subscribe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Anytime you can see this update. Respect.